Our goals for Epcot Center are quite clear. We want to first entertain, then inform and inspire all who come here, and above all, to instill in our guests a new sense of belief and pride in mankind's ability to shape a world that offers real hope to people everywhere in the world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am Lou Mongello. You are my friend, and I am so excited that it is Wednesday night. It is truly my favorite night of the week, other than Taco Tuesday, Meatball Monday. I can't think of any of the other ones, but it really is because this is my opportunity to get to see and spend time with you, my friends, live every week right here, 7:30 p.m. on Facebook. If you're watching live, let me know that you're here in the chat. I see a lot of friends who I saw this past weekend, a lot of familiar names and faces, as well as some new friends we met. And if you're watching on the replay, again, don't forget to join us live. Better yet, invite some of your friends to come be part of the conversation. Lots to talk about tonight. Lots of interesting conversations about some things that have been happening and announced this week, something that new that's being announced tomorrow. I am really happy to see some familiar names and faces in the box that I saw this past weekend and remain friends with me. This past weekend, as you may or not know, was our WDW Radio e-ticket event weekend in Walt Disney World. It was not one, not two, but 3 days. It was a, dare I say, a cavalcade of fun. Depending on your perspective. It started out with a single idea for a single event and morphed and grew and exploded or imploded, however you want to say it, into something that ran Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, we spent the day in the Magic Kingdom, experiencing some of Magic Kingdom's classic attractions. Had a little dinner together. By the way, the weather gods, Mother Nature, whoever it was, cooperated Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in a huge way. I was deathly afraid of the storms that we normally get, that we had all this past week, none of which came because Saturday was our Walt Disney, our inaugural, because I think I still have friends, I think other people do it, our inaugural quest through what a lot of people thought was going to be Magic Kingdom, and ended up being Disney's Hollywood Studios, where they encountered not one, not two, not three, but 350 questions that brought them to every little nook and cranny throughout the park over 5 boiling hot hours. And I am so happy and so proud of everybody. I think it's like running a marathon. I think the hardest part is signing up and committing to do it. But then again, I think 3 hours in around noon, I think was probably, for those of you who were playing, and I see Melanie, I see Lisa, I see a bunch of other people who were there and were playing. Amanda Bonner, at what time, right? You started your quest at 9. At what time did you start cursing me out? Because you saw the questions, you saw that there was no rhyme or reason in terms of the order. That's why it's called the challenge, because it's not just what you know and where to find it, but sort of how to plan your day. I could almost feel my ears burning because of so Amanda says noon. I think Melanie Jones, it was probably about 9:04. Ken Hutchinson, 9:02. That does not surprise me. But it was Jason Saunders, 9:01. You win. You for the commuting committed. It's all the same, says Melanie Jones. Listen, you all did phenomenally. Katie and the McNamara's, Lisa, wow, right, 9:01, 9:15. I'm starting to think these answers are actually real. But it was all, and I told you this when I was letting you guys go, it was all about having fun. It wasn't about winning or prize. For some people, it was about winning the mystery prize box. Dave Jules, good to see you, man, from Edison, New Jersey. It was great to spend time with you on Sunday. We had a lot of fun. I think everybody had a lot of fun throughout the afternoon. We crowned our winner and our runners-up, a lot of whom I see are in here. I don't think I see the winners in here, but our runner-up team members were here. Our third-place team members, I think, are here. Melanie says it was more fun than last year. I would do it again anytime. Katie McNamara says, I'm kidding, sort of. I had a blast, but I hope that you did. The point was for you to have fun, to not kill your teammates, which I think was about to happen a few times, and to also like the show and the tours is to introduce you to details and stories and sections of the park that you wouldn't have found otherwise. Melanie Jones went right home on Monday and went right to bed. Monday, I took a mulligan. Monday was definitely a recovery day for me. I was exhausted for a lot of reasons, and to say the least, and it was not the most productive day. But Saturday night was our Twilight at the Tower event. If you go to the Box People group, I'm sure you saw lots of pictures where, listen, we did this a few years ago. I didn't think it could get any better, and this time it was. Thanks to Becky Menken and the entire team over at Mouse Fan Travel. We were brought to the tower. We rode tower, went over to the I call it sort of the Italian-American Club, the upstairs wedding banquet hall at Pizza Rizzo, where Steve Vagnini from Walt Disney Imagineering gave us a presentation about Tower of Terror. And I will tell you, there was photos in there that I never saw before. It was phenomenal and fascinating. He gave out prizes. We went back to Tower. We were greeted by one of the Tower's residents, a certain butler, who not only brought us through a special entrance up to the balcony, but more importantly, brought down the stanchions, and we had full and complete access to the Tower lobby, and some time spent with E.L. Vader, who was our guide. I loved watching the faces of all of the guests as they were able to wander the Hollywood Tower lobby. The faces of the people at night were much happier than the faces of people in the afternoon. I mean, I think you guys had fun during the quest, but I think this was one of the most incredible. Again, remember, I'm a fan first. One of the most incredible events that we've done. And again, seriously, a huge thanks to Becky Menken for helping to make that happen. And then on Sunday, we spent the day in Epcot Center. Again, the weather held out. We had a meet of the month. We rode a couple of attractions. We wandered World Showcase. And then at night, we capped things off with a say goodbye to Illumination's dessert party. So I will tell you that the e-ticket event weekend went, I had such high hopes for it, and it went even better than I expected. And I only hope to those of you who attended, you felt and continue to feel the same way. You will come back again, and when we get ready to announce what's next, because you know there's no moss gathering under our feet. Plans are already in place, or the plane is already in flight, let's just say, for some upcoming events. So definitely stay tuned. And hey, if you loved the e-ticket event, you'll love Japan. See, shameless plug for Japan. Again, I believe, Becky, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe next week we are going to open up those 3 or 4 spots that are left for anybody else that wants to join. So if you want to get in and be part of the WDW Radio group, you can find out more going there. And again, thanks to everybody for all the kind words to me, to Becky, to everybody else that helped. Justine was there, and Liz and everybody else who sort of pitched in. It truly, I will tell you, and I'm not going to go too far off a tangent. I'm not going to get all weepy and choked up, but I posted this on Facebook. We talk about things like community and family and friendship, and those are not buzzwords, right? Those are not buzzwords to me. I saw that. I saw repeated evidence of that in micro and macro ways this weekend. I saw it at the meet of the month. I saw it individually between Quest teams. I saw it during the Illumination Dessert Party. I saw it over and over and over again. I saw it in things that people had done for each other and friends that they had never met before. And I watched them come together in person for the first time. People sharing very personal, very heartfelt and emotional stories, not just with me, but with each other. And when I go and I speak about community, and I do a lot, these are the things that I refer back to, and these are the things that I try and help other people build. But it has to happen exactly the way you built this clubhouse, which is organically and naturally and in a genuine type of way. It's not by tricking people to sign up for a newsletter mailing. It happens because you are such good people, and that's why you attract good people. That's why this community is as solid, as strong, and as love-filled as it is. And I am so incredibly grateful to and for every single one of you. And you, Jeremy Goff. Oh, my God, I should have worn the I just put the T-shirt in the wash. I should have worn the T-shirt tonight. Thank you so very much for doing that for me. If you look on Facebook, you'll see it's a Go With Me Here. What is it? Little Timmy Foster's travel agency, Go With Me Here T-shirt. So thank you very much for doing that. And my chat up here seems to be frozen. So let's do this instead. There you go. So Beatrice Dennis, I love you as well. Beatrice, I say this all the time. I've known you since 2005. I mean, it's 13 years. Some of you, the friendships I have with some of you, like Beatrice, I've known for so long, are like the second longest relationships I've had in my life. So they really do mean a lot. And to Becky's point, even though you probably wanted to kill me and each other during the quest, I think it shows the importance and the love and the strength of family as well. So thank you again for the gift of that, for the gift of the family and the love that you guys have given to me. Mixed Team says, I haven't met you yet, Becky. You can't wait with libations. You can't wait to meet Becky? Interesting. No, Becky's a wonderful person. Small doses. Let me see. Let me catch up on. I just saw a couple other things go by. That's all right. I'll keep moving on. Anyway, one of the things I do want to bring up and talk about tonight. We're going to do a relatively short show tonight. I am under a bazooka-like gun getting ready for Momentum, which please don't tell me how many days away it is. I know that it's next week. Tomorrow, by the way, speaking of which, tomorrow, I know I have another graphic here somewhere. There it is. Tomorrow, I will pull there's only 3 tickets left. I will pull those last 3 tickets. So if you or somebody that you know wants to come to Momentum next week, this is last year's workbook. I will tell you, this year's workbook is going to be, it literally is going to be twice as long as last year's workbook. So a lot of cool things planned. Obviously, Ashley Eckstein, Dan Cockrell, and a bevy of speakers, some of whom are here in the box tonight, are going to be with us next week. Melanie arrives a week from tomorrow. Really, really excited for Momentum next week, and then Adventures by Disney just like days after that. But one of the things I did want to talk about, which has sparked a lot of conversation this week, has been the announcement by Disney on the Disney Parks blog. I believe it was yesterday or the day before, about a change in the ticketing system. This should not come to us as a surprise to a lot of people in terms of the date-based pricing for theme park tickets. And as of right now, we're talking specifically about theme park tickets. I think it's going to change, obviously, in terms of packages as well. But what Disney revealed, and I'll share this, I'll share the video while I'm chatting about it, is a change to not just the ticketing system and the ticket pricing, but the online vacation planning tools, which to you and me means the website experience. I've actually had a chance to see this in action in terms of the interface. I will tell you, having been somewhat frustrated with the Disney Parks website sometimes in terms of booking, it is a much, much simpler experience. So much easier to navigate. And one of the things I don't think that you can see from this video specifically is a much more personalized type of experience for you. So not only will you sort of see this date-based pricing, but you're also going to get some personalized features. You're going to get travel tips from the mom panel. You're going to get custom selections based on how and where you are navigating through. One of the things I like about this too, and I spoke to Disney about it to be sure, is if you are looking to try and come and save money, if you're coming on a budget, you can search for, so here you go. So you can actually search for the lowest price ticket dates, which is better than sort of going month by month to try and figure it out. So if you're saying, hey, we have a limited amount of money, what is going to be the best opportunity? You can, and I've seen things on Facebook to the contrary, you can add on a flex option to the tickets. I don't remember exactly what the cost is, if it's $100 or so, but you got to understand there's a reason why this has been happening, and this is why it will launch in just a couple of weeks. This really was brought on as a result of consumer demand. This very much is going to be a guest satisfier. It's also going to, and not just in terms of the navigation of the website, but also in terms of distributing attendance throughout the year. We've talked about this in the past when they were introducing specific, like, one-day park tickets. So remember, there was a premium on a Magic Kingdom park ticket, trying to sort of spread the crowd, thin the herd a little bit. This is going to distribute attendance throughout the year, because obviously making it more attractive to come during some of the off times will sort of, keep that crowd a little bit more distributed as opposed to the way it is now. Also, all four parks are now aligned in price. So there is no premium on Magic Kingdom anymore. I believe the price ranges between, I think, $89 and $129 or so, depending on the time of year. So I think there's two sides to this coin. I think there is the interface itself, number one. I think number two, it's the date-based pricing. Now, look, for a lot of people who are, annual pass holders, these things obviously do not necessarily apply. But for that family that is trying to save and budget for that one trip in 5 years, I think not only is the date-based pricing going to be helpful to them, but certainly the ease of navigation on the site as well. Yes, Karen, I actually did not get a chance to shave before the show. I looked up. I was working like a crazy person today. I looked up and there you go. It was like 7:15, so I had to very quickly get ready for the show tonight. So I think time will tell. Again, this does not roll out until October 16th. It will be then to see how strong the back end is, how strong the infrastructure is to handle this. There will always be bugs. Look, I've developed websites before on a much more microscopic level to this. There will be bugs, obviously, but I think and I believe this is part of a continuing process of adjusting not just the user experience in terms of booking, but adjusting the personalization of the experience. Again, this is going to play a much more significant part, I believe, in your Disney experience in the coming months, in the coming years. Becky, I will quote, Becky says, I've been asked, your Mouse Fan travel vacation planner will have lots of additional tricks and tips let me pull this up so I can actually read it. To get the most for your dollars. Oh, hey, that's so big. To get the most of your... Oh, my God, that's even bigger. I'm so bad at this. Hold on. Wait a second. My computer's running a little slow, too. Wait on. There you go. To get the most dollar in the system at no additional cost, we're not out of a job. It'll actually be more important to have an advocate on your side. And to that point, Becky, that's what I wanted to say. I think as the process changes, and for some people might become more confusing, that's where the use of a travel planner, like Mousefan Travel, comes into play, especially because there is no additional cost to the consumer. And I think that's part of the ongoing confusion, is they feel that if they use a travel planner, they're going to pay a premium somehow. It can't be for free. They are paid by Disney as a result. So the price that you're going to get on the website is not just what a travel planner can get, but they can often get better deals. They know how to find additional discounts and offers as they are out. So, Marie, right now, there's no impact on annual pass holders. Look, every year pricing changes, different tiers change. I don't know if they will have sort of a staggered. Well, I mean, they already do with the silver and the gold and the platinum pass. I don't know if or how that might change. Time will tell. There's been no indication from Disney that it will. Obviously, I'm in a cruise kind of mood tonight, and that's obviously for a very specific reason as well. So, so let me see. Mixim has had great experiences with Mousefan Travel as well. I have too. That's why I still recommend them. However, what is it, Becky? Almost 11 years we've been working together. So, again, it will be interesting to see when this site rolls out on the 16th, how the actual booking process works, and what people like Becca will be able to do in terms of helping you get the best deal. And there's a lot of love coming out for Becky Menken and Mousefan Travel, who, by the way, celebrated her birthday with us during our e-ticket event weekend. So, Becky, happy birthday to you, young lady. It was a joy and a pleasure to spend it with you. So, she says, we had the same issue when Magic Your Way rolled out. Everybody wanted to try the shiny toy, but when they discovered we found ways to get better deals, upgrade, etc., I think you're going to say that they came back. So it is. Look, there is absolutely an advantage, even if you are a planner on your own. Working with the travel agency does not take that power and control away from you. But the reason why I have the my cruise service is because, in addition to booking your trip to Walt Disney World, they can also book your trip on the Disney Cruise Line. And tomorrow morning, live on the Disney Parks blog, they are going to reveal new itineraries for 2020. So again, Becky, other people, I would love for you to chime in terms of where do you think and where would you like the Disney Cruise Line to go in 2020? As we were finishing up the e-ticket event, we were already talking about where we would like to cruise next and had a number of different ideas. I was still talking about how much I love the 5-day double dip. Becky and I have been talking, planning, scheming, hoping for something that is a very specific itinerary that we would like to do with you if that rolls out tomorrow. So this is not a promise, but you might want to stay tuned over the next couple of days for a potential future cruise announcement. Becky, I want to say so much more, but I won't. Amanda Bonner says, Amanda, by the way, from DisneyTravelForAll.com. Go check out Amanda's blog at DisneyTravelForAll.com. On my birthday, let's go. Tomorrow's your birthday. I had no idea. I'm going to have a special cupcake for you tonight. So yeah, I'm one of the itineraries that I love and I would love to do again is the 5-night double dip. We did it, what, Becky? Was it last year? 2 years ago? You do the 5-night double dip to Castaway Cay, which I love. I normally don't get off the ship in places like the Bahamas. I always get off the ship if they did a 7-night double dip to Castaway, or there were a couple of other ports that I would potentially like to go to. But so what new ports, Becky and everyone else who's either cruised or never cruised before, what other ports would you like to go to? I love places like Cozumel. I think Key West is a great domestic port. I love Jamaica. I don't think I know that, and I know that there's limited ports in certain areas of Jamaica. I like Mexico. I would love to go to Mexico. I would love to go to, well, that's an Adventures by Disney that I would like to create and take. But for me, Castaway Cay remains my favorite destination. Although when we did the Star Wars cruise, I really loved going to Mexico and seeing the ruins and eating all the food. And Lisa says Cozumel is awesome. Greece. Listen, I will tell you, Mark, I love the idea of taking a cruise to European ports. The problem is getting there. I know it's half the fun, but you've got to get there and get back. And I know for a lot of people that could become a very, very cost prohibitive cruise for people. Ryan, I love St. Thomas. I love St. Martin. St. Martin is a beautiful, beautiful island. Antigua, really nice idea. Judy Pavarina. Bermuda from Boston. Becky, did you hear that? Bermuda from Boston, or maybe even Bermuda from New York. A cruise to Hawaii. Wouldn't that be nice? That would be a nice long cruise. Key West to see all the cats. I have a Hemingway cat. I have 2 Hemingway cats. Let's see. Boston transatlantic. Again, but so you've either got to get there or you've got to get back, right, Becky? There's no, I guess you could do back to back, but there is no round trip transatlantic cruise. Kevin Harrington, good to see you. I owe you an email, by the way. Dave Rashoni, always nice to see you as well. Bill Swan enjoys the people and water in St. Lucia. William, we did Alaska this past year. It'll be a little, we'll probably do it again, but it will be a while. John's going to do Bermuda from New York City in 3 weeks. Becky I would certainly do Alaska again. Let's give it a couple of years, and then we'll go back. A 7-day, here you go. I'm with you. A 7-day, just go around Castaway Cay in a circular cruise, stop there every other day. I'm perfectly happy with that. I will sit on the ship and be happy. Maybe one port. Maybe like one port. Maybe like a Mexican port or St. Martin would be a nice port. Hong Kong Disney could not have a port. Obviously there's ports at Hong Kong, but not at Disney. So Hawaii, Kevin Huntington, would be the bomb.com. Hawaii would be amazing. Well, even if you're not much of a sun guy, Alaska. I've been on it twice. It is far, far, far and away my entire family's favorite cruise. My wife and kids rave about it. Every part of that trip is phenomenal, from Vancouver to the ports to the excursions. It's amazing. It is amazing. So it'll be interesting to see tomorrow morning what those itineraries Disney is going to reveal. And don't forget, BTW, we also have a few new ships coming out in just a couple of years. So I'll be very curious to see how that is going to change the home ports for some of the ships, some of the classic legacy ships. Is Galveston going to are one or more going to go semi-permanently onto the West Coast? I would love a cruise out of like San Diego down to Cabo San Lucas or something like that. Down sort of the western coast of Mexico. I want to go to Pumapunku. I want to see all the Mayan ruins and all that kind of stuff too. I know it's like in the middle of the continent, but I really don't care. I just want a way to get down there. So Hawaii with a stop at Aulani. The thing about a Hawaiian cruise is that you're not going to want to spend time on the ship. You're going to want to spend time in Hawaii, because Hawaii is literally paradise on earth. Joe Carey says, love the beard, Lou. Keep it up, bruh. I've gotten conflicting reports about the beard. Share with me. Give me a heart if you love the beard. Oh, I don't like angry faces. Give me a laughing face if you don't like the beard. I mean, this is a little much. This is a little. It's starting to get soft and fluffy. Judy wants to go to Africa, Antarctic. Bermuda is on my radar. Becky, yeah, I know we've talked about Bermuda, especially leaving from a port other than I was going to say Port Orleans. That's not Port Orleans. I mean Port Canaveral. We did it a couple of years ago when we left from New York on our. New York was New York Star Wars? God, I don't remember. No, was New York Star Wars? I don't remember. William grows a beard like a 13-year-old. Father George, it's good to see you. I look forward to seeing you here in Walt Disney World soon, my friend. L.A. to Hawaii. Lots of hard. Couple of laughs. Interesting. Will I stand at highway exits with cardboard signs with that beard? Possibly. Gentlemen, it's so good to see you. Congratulations on all of your crazy running stuff that you do, by the way. God bless you. Obviously you're a better woman than I, but God bless you. Tony, my 5 o'clock shadow grows by around 11:30. So, yeah. So, Becca, I didn't know if you wanted to say that what we had talked about the other day in terms of some of the cruises we had put on our wish list, that after tomorrow's announcement, if they are on that list, those are ones that we're going to grab in terms of a WDW Radio group cruise. So if we can execute on that tomorrow, stay tuned, and we might have future cruise updates for 2020 tomorrow. So because next year, obviously, we've got D23 Expo in the summer. Who's coming to that? And we've got Japan in the fall. So there may be a quick trip to Europe in the spring. We'll talk about that as well. So, yeah. So there are lots of things going on. I just promised myself I'm not going to do back to back to back like I did this week. Stephanie, sorry you had stupid adulting stuff and missed the meat of the month. We miss you as well. Hope to see you again soon. So, that's odd. I don't know how Lou Mongello just commented, since I am Lou Mongello. Fascinating and scary all at the same time, because that's not me. Interesting. Anywho, why don't we do this? Why don't I do this? We will chat for another 15 minutes or so. Why don't we take a few calls while we can here? Let me pull up this, and I'll take 2 or 3 calls. You guys can call in about the ticketing. You can talk about cruising. You can talk about if you attended the e-ticket weekend and would like to share your kind and gentle thoughts. You can call in and be kind using this number, and we'll take just a couple of calls tonight. So, interesting is exactly what my other self said. Wow, that's odd. That is odd. So anyway, so let's take 2 or 3 calls, and then we will call it a night. John, I have experienced the void. I love it, and it is switching over to Wreck-It Ralph. And hey, it's Lou, and you are on the air.
I got through, yay!
I have a feeling, not that tonight's going to be a good night, but that this is Lisa Glassner from the runner-up team, by the way, from the WDW Radio e-ticket adventure weekend quest cavalcade and extravaganza.
We were first losers. Thank you very much.
Oh, gosh. No. You guys killed.
We had such a good time.
You guys had a good time. You guys, listen, and I think that's the most important thing is that you guys had fun, didn't kill each other, and hopefully don't want to kill me.
No, I mean, we had so much fun. I mean, I joke that it's like childbirth doing these quests with you because during it you're like, never again. And then afterwards you like hand in your questions and like 30 seconds later you're like, sure, I'd do it again.
I need a little bit more time. I need a little bit of time to write another 350 questions. So.
I'm sure you do. But we did not fight at all. We had a great time. We got to explore stuff we've never explored before. It was, you have your moments of aggravation, but it was fun. It was fun. And like, who knew there were that many details in the studios?
Yeah. A lot of people were convinced it was not going to be in the studios because there's nothing to do there. There's nothing to see there. And when you got there and saw 350 questions, again, people were saying by 9:01, 9:02, I was being cursed out. So, but yes, John, you can do the void by yourself. So, because you'll be with other people. Sorry, I'm answering questions and answering your question all at the same time. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I didn't doubt that there are that many details to pull out there, but I think I just, like, spatially had it in my head that, like, that many teams couldn't be in the park doing it at the same time without being on top of each other. And that definitely wasn't true either. I mean, obviously, initially, there were people a little bit more clustered, before we spread out, but as we got into the day, we really weren't seeing other teams very much. So there was definitely, like, enough space throughout the park for everybody to be doing their own thing without having another team on top of them.
And that was by choice. I limited the number of teams because I didn't want, 85 teams running around, bumping into each other, and I wanted to make it I wanted to make it small as opposed to being something where there was, a million people trying to get to the same. Did you find the detail of the apartment building and the code and all that kind of stuff?
Yes, we found that.
I'm getting many questions via Facebook and Messenger. Where was this? Or we couldn't find this? Or I still hate you, but tell me where this was. So.
And the one I didn't ask you about that I wanted to know if we were right was the one that really was an extended math problem. And it was like, what's the last word of the description for the number that you came up with at the end?
So one of the questions, and I don't remember one of the questions.
One was a red herring because it was like this whole long thing, and then it was like, what color are the trash cans?
Right.
But then one actually was a long math problem.
I believe there was that one that you had to do some math. There was another one that it told me like the 32nd word in the dedication plaque or whatever. I don't remember. Look, there's 350 questions. I don't remember them all. So.
No, there was like actual math. But anyway,
I believe there was. There was. So.
Yeah. So I believe the word was margaritas.
Well, thank you very much for playing. Congratulations to you and your team for doing such a wonderful job.
Well, thank you for putting it together, and obviously thank you for putting the whole weekend together. I mean, I said it before, and I'll say it again. I know you guys worked your butts off to put it together, and, the community that came together for the event, as usual, was wonderful. So thank you for everything. I'll let you move on. I know you've got a long night ahead of you. So I'll talk to you later, and bye, everybody. Thanks.
All right, thanks. Bye. Fast and Furious, they come in. Hey, it's Lou, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, it's Darlene Nagy from West Seneca, New York. You took me by surprise. There was a delay there.
You didn't take me by surprise because it wouldn't be a Wednesday night or a show if you didn't call in, so...
Oh, I am so excited. I got 3 more sleeps until we get down there and start doing some research and hope to see you and your lovely wife and Becky and everybody that's down there.
Yes, we'll definitely make a point to get together while you guys are here.
Oh, gosh, yeah, the Sternbergs and us were just so excited about this trip and everything, and So I'm like watching you in the box, listening to everybody, trying to look over as I'm packing at the same time because I'm really delayed this year because I was purging this weekend as you told me to.
Good for you. And I'm going to do what I can to try and help let the weather break just a little bit because it's still been insanely hot down here.
Well, that's okay because we were up in the 50s already up here, and it was
nice.
like, oh, gosh, yeah, I'm freezing to death. It's like, do I pull out the winter coat or what? I'm sure the people who were doing the quest wouldn't have minded if it was about 50 degrees. I will definitely not do the quest again when it's so hot, but hopefully that's not beautiful weather to come down. With Florida weather, you never know,
Yeah, there's been times in September when it's been, 60s and 70s, and times like this year that it's been in the 90s.
Yeah, I was down there in February the one year, and it was like 85 degrees. And then when I did the 5K with you guys in 16, it was, I think, in the high 40s, low 50s when we started. When Becky and I walked. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. So what are you thinking about the, I'm kind of not really surprised about all the changes that they're making in that. But I kind of I seen somewhere today in a newsreel that they were going to be doing a special that included hotel discounts and dining, which I thought was kind of interesting because they've never really done that. It was either a room discount or free dining.
Right. I would not be surprised, and I'm not speaking from a point of knowledge of anything specific, but I would not be surprised, again, in an attempt to balance things out in terms of attendance and cost, to incentivize people in other ways beyond just the price of tickets and free dining. Yes, possibly adjusting the rates of the hotels as well in order to spread people from the busiest summertime season and the most expensive summertime season to some of the off times when it is less crowded, when you can come for a longer time at a less expensive rate, which might make it more palatable for guests and families that can't come during some of the more expensive times a year.
Yeah, correct. I know my sister-in-law is waiting to bring the kids down until they get a little bit older and that, and I'm like, well, it's really not the case. You can take them.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I see babies there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I had Alicia in Disneyland, and she was 1.5. Come on,
My daughter was, I think, 8, 9 months the first time we took her. So she doesn't remember, but I do, and I have the pictures. So that's the part
awesome.
That's the part that's important.
You should have propped her up on the step, too, like you were.
I believe I do. I have a picture of her and my son with Deanna on sort of the spot on in front of the watch shop. Yeah, it's somewhere on Facebook. Everything's somewhere on Facebook.
Well, I will let somebody else call in. I just wanted to say hello, and I got 3 more sleeps until our thing, and you got 10 days until Momentum. So
what'd you say that for? Because it's only 9 and I'm freaking to freak out.
Hey, I just gave you another one. But I will see you in a few days. Love you and have a great week.
You too. Safe travel. We'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Carrie Zare, I saw that you're coming down to next week is Momentum, but excuse me, hit me up. Becky, I have a feeling that you're trying to call in. The phone lines are clear, Becky Mankin. I'm leaving it open just for you. So there's the number, and call in so you can preach to your people. So Joseph Britton liked the Moving to Disney podcast. And thank you for everybody who had such kind things to say about the Moving to Disney. So the feedback has been phenomenal. Hey, it's Lou. You're on the air.
To your people,
Or not. So Becky Mankin. Now the phone lines are clear. So if you're going to call in, I'll take one more call. Hopefully it is Becky Mankin, and then I've got to get back to lots of momentum-y kind of stuff before next week. So, Dave, I think for some people, a family of 4 and 5, saving $20 a day per person will absolutely. I have a feeling this is Becky. Will absolutely make a difference to some people. Hey, it's Lou. I'm praying to sweet baby Jesus that it's Becky Menken from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel.
It actually is.
Oh, see,
believe it or not.
See that?
I got to tell you, for our notes for 2019, I'm going to insist on a red phone on your desk that is me coming directly into you.
You literally just said that in front of everybody. I demand my own telephone, like Commissioner Gordon.
How many weeks do I show up in the box, and how much do I try to call in, and how many times do you totally ignore my number?
I couldn't ignore you if I tried. And I've tried. Trust me, I've tried desperately.
Such a liar.
But we had a wonderful weekend. We had a wonderful weekend this weekend. You killed it as always, Becky Menken. I couldn't do it without you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to allow me to make a little magic with you. I love doing those events. You and I both know we have a ton of ideas and great irons in the fire that it's times like this I want to go, but what about this? And what about that we're going to do? And what about this we've been talking about? And we just can't do that just yet. But I am excited for the cruise opportunities tomorrow. I have a feeling I may know what might be coming. So just to put it out there, Lou, make sure that you watch your phone, because once that is over, I have a feeling you and I will be talking.
I have a feeling that we will too. I mean, I know what's coming. I just can't tell you.
I don't know what's coming, but I just can't tell you.
What's coming? They run it by me. Where's the puppet? Wait a minute. Where's the
Oh,
puppet?
don't even get the puppet out. Haven't you retired that blonde
let me dust her off.
thing?
There we go. There she is.
Just curious.
It's been so long.
Did you just hang up on me? Or are you laughing at me now?
It's been so long since we've
I haven't seen you in forever, and can you just put the puppet away? No, don't get the puppet. Put the puppet away. See, it's delayed. I'm seeing the screen, and it's definitely delayed, and oh my gosh, you have a puppet in your hand.
Now I'm just happy to see you.
Lovely. Shouldn't that be retired by now? I would say so.
So what would you like to share? You finally got through on the Z100 hotline. What is it that you want to share?
Well, like I said, as we were talking earlier and hoping that we were going to be doing this together tonight, the ticket thing. I know that they're going to be going through a lot of gyrations, and I think just to kind of prepare everybody that this is definitely a change, but it's a cool change because it will allow you to look to see what the prices will be and see if there are ways to make your vacation a little bit less expensive and fit you better. There have been a lot of questions that I've been receiving since this has come out. Mm-hmm. One of them, of course, was the value of using a vacation planner, because when they splash this out, it always looks like it makes it just easier to do it direct. And sure, you've got a lot of tools available to you. The other thing is a lot of people have been asking because you literally have to choose the days that you are going to go to the parks. If you do a 7-day visit and you have a 5-day park hopper, you're picking the exact days that's going to help you make up that package. The question that comes up is, oh my gosh, do I have to, a year and a half in advance, have to say what day I'm going to be in what park? And the answer is no. Plus, you can also adjust it. So a lot of people are wondering if you pick Friday a year out, can you change it to Thursday? And the answer is yes. And you'll be able to, however, there might be a price adjustment in there as well. So it isn't going to completely cement you into those choices that you make a year out.
Right. And again, like I said, having seen the interface, I really like how clean and easy to understand the interface is.
I am watching what you're doing, by the way, just FYI. And the part that scares me most is that you actually have a bottle of Fireball in your office.
It says in case of Becky emergency, break glass. So
why does that not surprise me that you would actually have a case of Fireball in there when you lock the door? That's for a whole nother show. but we will have some access and some tips and tricks that we've already been kind of taught from Disney, because I, like you, got a little bit of a sneak peek at the process, and I just want to wring your neck right now, but that's okay. I'm trying to be helpful.
What? But what? Because I can't see you, it's like you're here with me.
Oh, no, that's only when you're talking. That's when you're talking like me, or like you think I am. Now I'm confused.
If you think you're confused,
I'm so tired,
imagine the poor person that's tuning in for the first time tonight.
What?
I said, if you think you're confused,
Oh.
imagine the person that's tuning in for the first time tonight.
I apologize profusely to anybody who is just now tuning in for the very first time, because Mr. Mongello, Mr. Puppet Man there, has an obsession with a blonde puppet. It's a sad thing, but we love him anyway. That's what families do.
Won't you be my neighbor? Somebody asked, there's been no, this is Disney World only. There's been no announcement in terms of any changes to Disneyland. Correct, Becky Puppet? That's right.
Wow.
I got this. Don't worry.
I was going to say, do you want me to just hang up?
I can hang up on you and just continue to have a conversation with you.
With the mini-ish me that's not really me, but is your buddy there? Oh my gosh, we need to get you therapy. We so need to get you therapy. No, there's no changes right now at Disneyland. I have a feeling, though, that maybe after the 1st of October, we might be hearing about some changes for 2019. Would you stop that? All right, next time I'm totally insisting that we're doing this together where I can actually see you and be within range to hit you if necessary.
This is a one person studio, sorry.
Oh, I love this.
Karen, the puppet doesn't come out, so.
Karen just mentioned this is kind of like an Avenue Q in the box. That's awesome, because Avenue Q is pretty much what it's looking like from here, and sans all the bad words that I probably would be saying if
I've never seen it. I understand that there's potty mouth in Avenue Q, so I've never seen it.
Well, that's the reason.
That's the only reason. Angel, can't you see the halo on my head?
Okay. All right. Well, I know that you have hours and hours of work ahead of you, which means there'll be at least 18 to 20 Facebook messages going between us tonight. So I will go ahead and hop off the line, and I'm going to start searching for a red phone that we will be installing on that desk for 2019.
Okay, I don't have. It has to be a red cell phone because I don't have a phone line. But that's if you want one. If you just want like a visual one on the desk, I will be more than happy to get a Her Majesty's private phone line. So
awesome.
And Katie McNamara, you're
right.
Becky's birthday present was that the puppet did not come out this weekend, despite popular demand to the contrary. So Becky Mankin, listen, let me look.
Nice. Well, on that effect, thank you to everybody for helping to make my birthday special. It was very cool that it coincided with the e-ticket. It was a great weekend. I had so much fun. It was wonderful to see everybody. And I can't wait to talk about what we might be coming up with for the e-ticket for next year. Excited.
Exactly. And Becky, thank you so very much for the love and the support and the friendship and the help and the fun and all the memories.
Don't hang the puppet. That scared me for a minute when you got out that. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you guys in the box and for your support as well. Lou had a great weekend. And again, just think we get 2 weeks together.
Don't say it.
A couple of weeks from now.
I'm having a good night so far. And
don't mind me if there's just that person in the back of the room at Momentum for a couple hours. I'll just be there.
I have already advised security. So thank you very much for Becky Mankin and MBI Mouse. All right. Have a good day.
Talk to you later.
Bye. There you go. And that, I think I probably should have ended this 20 minutes ago. Will e-ticket be the same weekend? I do not know. I will probably say no because I just don't know what next year is going to look like. Obviously, October is Japan. I have already started thinking about what I want to do next year in terms of a quest and some of the other things that I'd like to add on to the weekend. I, of course, welcome suggestions, whether you are here or not, or things that you would like to do or things that you would like to see. Sincerely, though, don't tell her I said this, but I do want to thank Becky. We would not be able to make these events happen without their support. Judy, I don't know October's meet date as yet. October is an incredibly... I am more cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in October than I am like any other time. If there's a meet of the month, well, I will tell you, there will be. I'll tell you, here you go. It'll be the weekend of October 26th. So it will, in fact, be the last weekend in October. Oh, by the way, BTW, the Swan and Dolphin, I wish I had a graphic, the Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic, the best food-related event in Walt Disney World, I'm not kidding, is that weekend. I will be there on Saturday night. So if you want to come, be part of the fun, get your tickets now. You can still buy, it's like an all-access, all-you-can-eat, pay-one-price ticket to eat and drink during the Food and Wine Classic. That's Saturday, October 26th of this year. I will be there. And it is, I promise you, especially if you are a foodie, it is such an amazing event. They have great entertainment. I'll be posting tomorrow about some of the entertainment lineup that they're going to have there, but it is phenomenal. So hopefully I will see you that weekend at the meet of the month, that night at the Food and Wine Classic. If you have any questions about the new ticketing, I'm sure Becky and her agents can help you out. I don't know what else I'm forgetting. We may chat about the cruise itineraries tomorrow, depending on what we hear from Disney live at 11 a.m. Again, don't forget to tune into the Disney Parks blog, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Again, last chance if you want to come to Momentum next week. Ticket sales end tomorrow. There's only 3. I think now I saw a sale came in. I think now that there are only 2 tickets left for Momentum. So if you want to come in, this is your last chance to do it. And then next week, I have I have a little surprise in the box right there planned for next week's show. So stay tuned. Thanks again to everybody who took part in the quest this past weekend. I love and appreciate you. I want to thank again all the members of the WDW Radio Nation family for your incredible love and support this and every month, as well as all of you who are members of the Box People group on Facebook. That is where the conversation and really the community lives. So if you're a member, spread the word. If you're not, come and join. And hopefully I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you again. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a good night. See you.